the members of the Pan-African Parliament from Kenya, both in the National Assembly and the Senate, to actually host our President, Chief Fortune Charambira. Chief has been in the country for the last 2 days. He's had an extremely tight schedule. He was hosted first by our own Speaker, the Right Honorable Moses Wetangula, and the Senate Speaker as well, Amason Kingi. Our chief also held meetings with His Excellency the President, where we were also present, including the ambassador for Zimbabwe. Madam Speaker, as we sat and listened to all the deliberations from the speakers of the two houses as well as the President, we realized that the continent of Africa has a lot of work to do. And it is our hope that eventually the Africa Union and all the members will realize that we need a huge budget. It is really sad that we have a deficit in our budget and we are not able to accomplish all the things that the founders of the Pan-African Parliament had envisaged. Our President is very passionate. He understands the issues from trade to tariffs to freedom of passage of movement within the continent, to also climate change issues. We are going to be hosting in the month of May, as we go into session, climate change as an agenda and a topic, and thereafter also trade. And we are also hoping that our own President will be there to give a keynote address because he is very passionate and he's driving the agenda of climate change. We know that Africa suffers the brunt of climate change, and yet we are not the contributors of gases into the environment. So we as Kenya, I believe we are very proud that we have delivered our President to the country and engaged in all these deliberations, and we're hoping that eventually Africa as a continent will be able to stand firmly and maximize on its resources, its consumption, its production locally. The President had mentioned that we're a huge market and we cannot be ignored. And we also need the respect of all our international partners as the continent of Africa. We are no longer the dark continent. We're a continent with a lot of potential, with a population with a huge purchasing power, with a young population that is vibrant and educated. So as a continent, we want to be able to make model laws so that as a continent we can move together. But without resources, this is not going to be easy. So as our parliament deliberates, we also want to push for resources for the Pan-African Parliament so that we can achieve our mandate to legislate and harmonize growth and prosperity, not only in our own countries, our regions, but in the continent. I want to say thank you to our President for being with us this week and wish you journey mercies as you head back. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I also call upon Member for Eldama Ravine, the Honorable Musa Sirma, who previously served with the Chief of the President of the Pan-African Parliament.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I appreciate the visit